Afternoon Griffins, Mr. Grewcock here. I just want to take a few minutes to talk about everything that we're exploring in maths in the summer to half term. So we're starting off by looking at decimals for the second time this year, except this time we're exploring how to add and subtract decimals as well as multiply. We are then going to be taking another look at negative numbers. I know we didn't spend that long on it at the very beginning of the year, before moving on to converting units and volume. Now, with regards to volume, we've looked at perimeter and area before. This is taking it to that next step. Now, I just want to take a moment to show you some of the things that we'll be looking at with regards to decimals. So, I'm going to write a number up on the board. We're going to write 4.723, and we are going to add 3.296. Now, when we are adding with decimals, our rule still applies, just like it does with the formal method of addition. We are still adding from the right over to the left. The only difference is that that decimal point is a constant. It does not move. Therefore, before I even try and work out the answer, I'm going to put a decimal point in the same column as my decimal points in the question. From there, 3 plus 6, well, you know that's 9. That's the thousandths column. We have 9 lots of a thousandth. Then we go to the hundredths column. 2 plus 9, well, that's greater than 10. So 2 plus 9 equals 11. So we have 1/100th and we carry over 1/10 into the 10th column. Finally, 7 plus 2 is 9. Plus 1 makes 10 again. Now, because that decimal point's there, we have to carry over the 1 all the way over to there. Finally, we've got 4 plus 3, which is 7, add 1, give me a final answer of 8.019. We're going into this in more detail over the upcoming weeks. Thanks so much.
Families. I'm here to talk about our English for this half term. And this half term we're going to be looking at this book here, which is called The Rabbits. It's a really good picture book. And we're going to be looking at advancing action through dialogue. We've looked at that before. We looked at it with rock, paper, scissors, looking at how to use inverted commas, correct punctuation, and actually moving on action in our narratives through the dialogue that we use. Hopefully, the children will have remembered the last time we did it and be able to produce some work of a more improved standard now they're getting the hang of it. What we could possibly do at home, please, to help with this, is to look at books, have a look at how dialogue is used, have a look at how we use inverted commas and punctuation, because it's the punctuation sometimes that we're struggling with at the moment. How does dialogue work? Where do we use inverted commas? Think about starting a new line for every time somebody's talking. Have a look at that in a book and see how we can use that in our own writing. Also, look at picture books. Look at picture books at home. Can we make our own dialogue? It doesn't have to be written. Just talk to each other about how the story might be moving on. These will be really, really beneficial for our English for this half term. Thank you very much.
Good afternoon, Griffins. Mr. Grewcock here. I just wanted to take a minute to talk about what we're going to be studying as part of our creative curriculum through the summer 2 term. This term, our topic is called Fire Damp and Davy Lamps, and it is all about mining. Now, Nuneaton is famous for having a rich, vibrant history when it comes to the mining industry, and we're going to be tapping into that to really benefit our learning. We're going to be looking at how coal mining evolved over the years and eventually how it petered out in this country, and how one of our greatest industries became one that we don't really have anymore. Now, at home, it'd be really beneficial if you could do your own research into coal mining. Maybe look at what the conditions were like for workers, or what kind of day a typical coal miner would have. Or, of course, you could research specifically into Nuneaton's own coal mines and create maybe a fact file detailing the history of your town. We'll be going into this in far more detail over the upcoming weeks. Thanks so much.